Hey, what's up guys? It's Jsmith Gaming here. Hope you guys are having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use goboho to 3-star Town Hall 10s every single war, and I'll be breaking it down into 5 simple steps so it's as easy as riding a bike. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So for tip number 1, we're going to be going over how to read a base, the key objectives, and where to enter. So before you start a raid, the first thing you're going to do is analyze the base. So first we need to identify where the queen and the clan castle are located. So in this base, the queen is here and the clan castle is here. And the reason we need to take out these two things is because they will do the most amount of damage and cause the most problems to your raid if you do not take care of them. And additionally, in the kill squad part of the raid, which is where you enter the base and take care of objectives such as the queen, you need to shoot for taking out an expo or an inferno tower. Single target inferno towers aren't that dangerous, but when it comes to multi-target infernos, I would take out a multi-target inferno over an expo if I had a preference. So now that we know where the queen is located, we need to find out a way of where to enter the base. So I wouldn't enter from the left side because I couldn't have access to the queen, and I couldn't do the same for the top or the right side. So if I enter from the bottom, not only do I get access to the clan castle, but I can also take out the queen and 2 expos. So that's where I would get the most value out of my kill squad, and so that's where I'm going to decide to enter. And let's go ahead and get into tip number 2. So now on to tip number 2, we're really going to be talking about how to make your kill squad successful, and this is arguably the most important part of the raid because there are 2 rules you should never break. And the first one being your funnel is never too wide. You should always have a wide funnel. And 2 is patience. You need to be patient so that way you allow enough time for your troops to actually form the funnel, so that way you can guide your troops in the right direction. So I love to use baby dragons on the exterior to actually create the wide side of the funnel on the left or the right side. And the reason being is because on the exterior of a lot of bases, they either have bomb towers, as you can see here, cannons, or mortars. So that gives them a lot of free value to create a wide funnel, and now we can just clear it up with some extra wizards and just narrow it down. So I'm putting the golem first. Always want to put the golem first to catch the brunt of the tank, and then putting the wall wrecker behind it, and then putting some wizards behind that to create that wide funnel and just narrow it down and guide the troops to the center of the base. So I put the P.E.K.K.A down, both the heroes down, and now I'm waiting for this clan castle to come out. On this raid, I accidentally put my wall wrecker a little bit too wide to the left, so I'm not going to be able to get this right expo, but we'll see if I can get this inferno tower. So now that the inferno tower is actually locked on to the wall wrecker and it's about to break, and it just broke. So as soon as it breaks, you need to drop that rage down, get those bowlers going, and make sure you have a poison on the clan castle. They can cause a ton of damage, especially dragons. It does splash damage. You need to take care of that as soon as possible. And it's bonus points if you can put a rage on your other troops / your queen, just to increase the overall damage as a whole. So as you can see, doing some work in the core, bowlers are going in. And what ends up happening here is the queen is going to end up taking out the inferno tower to the left, and my P.E.K.K.A and my king actually end up going to the compartment to the right and getting that expo and that Tesla. So as you can see, just from the kill squad portion of the raid, I've already wiped out 25% of this base, which is amazing. You need to make sure you get as much value as you can in this part of the raid because it's arguably the most important part. It's going to make your life on the hogging part of the raid so much easier. So let's go ahead and get into tip number 3. So for tip number 3, we're going to be talking about hog pathing. Hog pathing is incredibly important because you want the hogs to complement your kill squad while picking the path of least resistance. That way they can go through the base as efficiently as possible and as clean as possible. So before you start a raid, you kind of need to make a visual representation in your head of what the base will take out. So like I did earlier, I kind of knew which objectives I wanted to go for and what I was going to take out. And so I planned my hogs accordingly. So in this base, I wanted to do a counterclockwise motion, and the reason being is just because it's the easiest path for my hogs to take, and it's a smooth path because as you go from this corner to this corner to this corner, and it's just going to wrap around very nicely. So some of the things to take note of are, where are there clumps of defenses, because you're probably going to need to heal there. Where are there defenses on the outside that may cause your hog to split, and that's going to come into more surgical hogging, and I'll actually have a bit on that on the end of the video on just the different types of hog pathing and different types of raids of hogs. And also, where are the infernos, where are the bomb towers, and I always try to make my hogs face the king last. And the reason being is because once you have the king attacking your hogs, he has a tendency to stick around, and that's no fun for anybody. So, but it is inevitable on some raids that you are just gonna have to face the king early on, and that's okay. It just depends on the base. So let's go ahead and get on to tip number 4. So now we're going to talk about when to heal and things to look out for in your hog raids. 2 of the most dangerous defenses at Town Hall 10 are multi-target Inferno Towers and Bomb Towers. The multi-target Inferno Tower deals a lot of damage to multiple hogs at a time and can ruin a raid if you don't heal them while approaching them. Because these multi-target Inferno Towers are typically circled with point defenses that can put a hurting on your hogs while they're weak. And the next thing is Bomb Towers. Bomb Towers, you always want to have a heal at the ready because they explode when they're destroyed, and typically when you get into the better base builders, a lot of base builders pair bomb towers with giant bombs. So if you don't heal fast enough, they can ruin your hog raid and ruin your day with a quick 1-2 double to the face, and it's just never a fun way to go out seeing your hogs just die like that. So before we get into the next tip, there's one bonus I wanted to share is Tesla farms have been very common recently, and you need to be on the lookout for them. They are a cluster of defenses put together, and they deal a high damage output, and a lot of base builders like to put giant bombs within them. So if you see or come across a Tesla farm, have a heal ready there because you don't want your raid to be ruined by a random Tesla farm. And yeah, just be on the lookout. Always be on your toes doing these raids. Let's go ahead and get into tip number 5. So in tip number 5, we're going to be talking about how to recover from a mistake. In this clip, it's actually a video of me attacking Carbonfin, his Town Hall 9 account, and in this raid, I didn't have a good entry point with my wall wrecker, so my heroes and the majority of my kill squad went wide. So what ended up happening is my wall wrecker headed towards the Town Hall, and it was going to take care of the enemy queen, but the problem is that the baby dragon and the dragon stay alive. So what we're going to have to do is if this happens to you, you're going to have to wait for your kill, like the bowlers to die, and you need the CC troops to be pulled to your heroes or your wizards, that way you can take care of them that way. So I missed the poison. I know, I'm absolutely choking this raid, and I popped my AQ ability to take care of the enemy dragon, and this is so important. If you do not take care of the enemy clan castle before you go on with the rest of your raid, it will go south. You need to make sure that you take care of the enemy clan castle, even if it means you have to wait a little bit longer to deploy them, so that way you guys can take care of the rest of the base and not have to worry about that. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do now is actually show you guys a couple clips of different bases and really just how to approach some different bases as a Town Hall 10. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to let these replays run and show you what I do to attack a different type of base. So as you can see, this type of base has a variety of defenses on the outside of the base, which could cause a big problem for your hog pathing. And the queen is incredibly deep. So what I did is I switched up my composition a little bit. I took 2 golems and no P.E.K.K.A, and I had a wide funnel here. So let's go ahead and see what we did. So I put the first baby dragon behind the golem, and then I started the funnel on the left side as well behind the golem with a baby dragon. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up for a deep push, so that way I can get to this queen and this clan castle, and I'll take out a chunk of the base, so that way it creates for some easy hog pathing. So let's go ahead and see how it turned out. So putting the queen down, king down, and I need to get in deep here or else this will not be good. So the wall wrecker is going to explode soon, so that's going to be time for the rage. Rage goes down, and now we're just waiting a little bit. Remember, be patient, wait for the kill squad to go through its raid, and let's see what damage we can do. So as you can see, just from this part, I took out a quarter of the base, and now it causes for easy hog pathing just around the base clockwise. So let's go ahead and see. So this is a Tesla farm that I talked about earlier. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure there's a giant bomb there. Yeah, there you go. Giant bomb on the Tesla farm. So now our heroes are wrapping around, and let's go ahead and see how the rest of the raid goes. So always gotta have a heal ready for this bomb tower. Boom, that's gonna explode. And you need to make sure, on this raid, I accidentally put down all my wizards down early, but I put my archers down as soon as I could. You need to make sure you put your cleanup troops down as soon as possible, so that way you do not fail on time. Don't waste your time and just watch your hogs throughout the entirety of the raid. You need to make sure you put down your cleanup early, so that way you guys can go through the base quickly and efficiently and clean up as fast as possible so you can get that 3-star. So let's go ahead and show you guys another base. So this attack is actually against Carbonfin's clan, and what I did here is I brought 2 golems because I need to get in deep, and as you can see, that queen is buried in pretty far in there. And this base is interesting because it's segmented off, as you can see, from this segment to this segment. So what I need to do is I need to create a wide funnel and get into the core of this base. So let's go ahead and see how we did that. So we're going in, creating the funnel with our baby dragons, and putting the golems down. So what I did at the top there is actually put down 2 balloons to take out that archer tower up there as well. Always a good idea to do so if you can pick off a free defense with a balloon or so. That's really up to you. And so now our heroes and our troops are approaching the core of this base. So the queen's gonna get locked on to that lava hound, and the king's gonna go in and take out that enemy queen. So the lava hound's gonna pop soon. Queen's down, awesome. I froze the inferno tower because I was just going to work on all my bowlers. And now we're starting the hogs from the top of the base. And as you can see, I'm starting another clockwise way around the base because I took out this bottom core, and now it's gonna go all the way around and finish down here. So let's go ahead and see how this turned out. So speed it up a little bit. As you can see how much damage that multi-target inferno does. It absolutely melts hogs, always gotta be ready for that. So queen's still taking care of the rest of that clan castle. And now, this is where I talked about earlier, you always have to be wary of where your base could get split. So that's actually what's about to happen, is I'm gonna have to make a decision on my best gut of where I can heal. This is the Tesla farm I talked about, a lot of damage, got a heal ready for that, and now my hogs split. So at this point, I have to make a decision of where am I gonna heal? Am I gonna heal here or heal there? And I decided to heal up here because you'll see there's all these spots up there for giant bombs, and so we'll see if I run into one. So 2 hogs are splitting ways, put the heal down, and boom, skeletons and a giant bomb right there. Always gotta be careful for the back end giant bombs on the end of the raid. And so we end up clearing it up, getting the 3 and the 6-pack against Carbonfin. Awesome clan, picked up the dub against them. So hopefully, if you guys enjoyed this video and you learned something, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm actually getting pretty close to 100 subscribers, so it'd mean a lot if you guys could actually leave a like and subscribe and get me closer to that 100 goal. So stay tuned for more content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.